What have you guys been working on since the K-State game?
Um, a lot of defense. Working on some of the zone defense. We tried to implement a new defense the last game. We tried it like the day before the game, then went out there and did it. So we worked on that a little bit. Just a lot of defense.
Yeah.
That's the main focus right now.
Yeah, are y'all using like different kinds of man-to-man too? Just
Yeah,
Scott said y'all use like four.
yeah. We use different types of man-to-man defense. Yeah, as y'all see, we throw in the zone defense here and there. So I mean, that's really what we've been working on. Just tightening a couple things up. Um, Anybody had confusion, we addressed the confusions
Yeah,
over the past few practices. So hopefully it looks a little bit cleaner while we're out there.
yeah. Is that a lot of it just communicating better and making sure you got the right guys and stuff?
Yeah, just a lot of communication and just a lot of reps. The more we rep it, the more comfortable guys are going to be when we switch up the defenses, and it becomes second nature of like where you're supposed to be at on the floor whenever we rep it. So we just been doing a lot of repetition.
John, what have y'all been doing as far as trying to maybe improve in the paint with the big guys and stuff?
A lot of it come off communication, just be able to keep up big in the paint when we can. The second part is also transition defense. Just we're giving up layups because we don't get back in time. So we're trying to be able to just meet the guys in the paint, make sure we're all on the same page to just stop giving up layups and stop giving up rotations.
How are you feeling out there? Are you feeling like where you were, or how are you doing?
I'm okay. I feel okay. I feel like I'm getting better every game. Picking up different things every game, just still ramping up.
John, Jerome Tate said he almost cried when you checked in for the first time in that Kansas State game. Did you hear anything from him? Did he say anything to you after the game?
He told me when we shook our hands. When I shook his hands, he told me he was really proud of me, and yeah, he's a great man. At the end of the day, he was here when I got in this program, helped me a lot defensively and offensively, also with my confidence. I feel like K-State got a really good pickup with him. So.
And then LJ, as we kind of move on over to Texas, a lot would have to happen for you guys to win that Big 12 regular season title. But Texas, are you guys trying to play spoiler for them, kind of get revenge for what happened in Austin?
Of course, we're trying to get revenge. I mean, I don't know how or what has to happen for us to win the conference. So I wouldn't say it's more of stopping them from winning the conference, because at the end of the day, we only care about us. Like, we want to win the conference. If it's not us, it doesn't matter who it is who wins. But we just taking it one game at a time. Of course, we want to win, but our main objective isn't to stop them from winning it, because, I mean, we can only do so much. We can only win this game, and if they end up winning after, then they win after. But our goal is just to win out. That's it.
OJ, March is almost here. Is that kind of the goal, to be playing at a peak when you get to March?
For sure. I think that's everyone's goal, though. Be playing at a peak during March. I mean, like I said, we just got to tighten a few things up, and hopefully we're playing our best basketball around that time. And who knows what can happen in March.
Kind of going along with that, how big of a game is a game like this one coming up in order to kind of get you guys on the track that you need to be heading into March?
This is a big game, especially for confidence. I think they're top 10, right? So top 10 matchup. No game in the Big 12 is easy. So these next few games are very important. It's just helping us be battle tested for the road ahead. So we just got to lock in and get it done.
I guess that last game was about a few weeks ago anyway. What do you feel like you guys got to maybe, I mean, that game went to the wire, but what do y'all got to do maybe against them to kind of get over the hump?
I feel like we have to rebound a little bit better. I haven't really watched the full game lately, but I mean, we just got to get back in transition first of all. we got to stop people from getting a lot of points at the rim. That's one of our struggles this season. A lot of teams get to the paint easy and score on us, rather than second chance points or straight line drives. So just got to eliminate those and transition buckets. I feel like every team in the Big 12 that's beat us so far, they've took advantage of those three areas. So we just got to do better in those three aspects.
John, you had a double-double the last game. Was that a significant thing for you since you've only been back not very long, but you played enough minutes and you were able to get a double-double?
To be honest with you, it really was not, because at the end of the day, it was a loss, and stats really doesn't matter. I'm really trying to help my team win, and whether it's 20 rebound or 1 rebound, as long as we get a win, I'm fine. So.
This will be your first time to play Texas. Is it kind of a learning curve for you since you hadn't played them before? Is it a little extra study for you?
Not really. I feel like the Big 12 is a pretty hard league, and everybody know everybody. And I've been in the league for the past 3 years, even though I haven't played the whole season last year. We know them, they know us, they know our plays, we know their plays. It's all about who's going to play harder, who's going to execute better, who's going to make sure that they run whatever they're running better. So, and defensively, and be able to get back on a transition is really what it's going to be about.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Jay and John, y'all been working on a little defense lately.
Yeah. Well, we had a good practice today, good practice yesterday. Happy to get out of Kansas, happy to be back home. Excited to see how we can improve, get better. We did a couple good things up there from both of the first halves. Second half's not good enough, and hopefully we can put 40 minutes together at home.
I guess you said you tried 4 different defenses against K-State.
Yeah.
Are you just looking for something that works best? Is that?
Yeah, we haven't been great defensively, and sometimes if you don't have a good fastball, you try a curve, knuckle, or slide, or whatever to keep people off bounds. Most teams in this league have 2 or 3 defenses they're going to use during the course of the game for possession or here after a timeout. But at the end of the day, it's really hard to win on the road, and the home crowds are just tremendous in the Big 12, and hopefully we can feed off our Big 12 fans at the Farrell Center and the energy we get that give us a great 40 minutes performance. And defense is so much heart, desire, effort, energy, passion, and you feed off your crowd with that too.
What's got to improve defensively? A couple of guys mentioned transition.
Well, transition defense, and that's twofold. One, it's if we take bad shots, we turn it over, that's going to give you transition defense. So the better, we've been pretty good with turnovers. Shot selection, you're always working on, but hopefully we continue to get better at that. And then the second thing is we do shoot a lot of threes. That's a lot of long rebounds and puts you back in transition. We got to do a good job matching up, getting back. And if you handle the transition part, well, now you got to guard your man and you got to keep him out of the paint. We've given up too many buckets at the rim. That's on-ball defense, and then that's your rotations. So in a nutshell, when you're playing against the best teams in the country, they're going to have good offenses. They're going to have good players. And a couple points here or there usually separate you offensively and defensively, and we'll try to continue to chop away at that. At home, we've been better, and on the road, we got to be better.
Is there anything you put your hand on or finger on in terms of second half? Is there any constant in that, or is it just?
Well, I think if you take a step back, I mean, Kansas lost, 3 home games in like 20 years in the Big 12? I don't know what it is. So it's hard to do. Second thing is K-State's lost 1 game at home all year. So, I mean, there's a reason that they win a lot of games. They got great crowds, great energy. They got great players, good coaches. So you have to do everything right. And with us, I thought K-State, we did look tired. I thought second half against Kansas, it just snowballed on us. Coaching-wise, there's some things we'll try to do different. that maybe help with both those situations. But I tell you, the thing that helps the most is playing at home in front of your home crowd. And we got to protect our home court. We got to give our crowd a lot to get involved with and cheer about. I know it was a big difference when we went to Texas this year. Their new facility was a huge difference for them. That's why they've been so much better at home. So hopefully tomorrow we have a great turnout, and hopefully we play well to give a lot of opportunities for our crowd to interject and motivate and help affect the game.
When you guys went to the Moody Center, you pulled within one at one point in that game and just couldn't close it out in the late stages. What do you think you got to do this time around to make sure you guys pull that out?
Well, I think we're a different team. They're a different team, playing some different guys. I mean, John wasn't in the game then. But at the same time, a lot of Big 12 games come down to one or two possessions. And I think as a coach, you try to control what you can control. If we get a good shot, the right shot, might go in 50% of the time, might not. You can live with that. If you don't get the right shot, you don't get the good attempt, then it's tougher because not only probably only making it 20 or 30%, you're probably putting them in transition. So I think shot selection's critical. And with us, we have really good shooters. We got really good scorers. And if we get them good shots and they're patient enough to wait to get those shots, their percentages are usually pretty good, and our offensive rebounding's pretty good. And then defensively, we keep people out of transition. We guard in the half court. We do a better job on defensive boards. Then we can get out in transition and score more. So it all kind of works together. There's ebbs and flows. But, I mean, Texas is a top 5 team for a reason. They got some really good players. They're really well coached. And we got to do everything we can do to put ourselves in position to be successful.
And how big is that playing a top 5 team, especially as we kind of near the end of this season here, you guys look towards finish?
Well, we've played the number 2 ranked schedule out of 363 schools. So, like, you go in and you put a schedule together, and for it to actually be the second toughest really tells you how hard that is, because you never know for sure people are going to have good years because injuries affect people, chemistry. I mean, North Carolina was the number 1 ranked team. And if you would have scheduled that game, it wouldn't have been as good for you as playing Gonzaga, you know. So, I mean, we played some really good teams, UCLA, Virginia, teams that are going to win their leagues and be high seeds in the tournament. And at the same time, playing in the Big 12, every game is a quad 1 game, basically. So you have yourself a lot of great opportunities. The tough thing is winning is really enjoyable. Losing is not fun for anybody, and losing 2 in a row, we want to get that feeling out of our mouths, and there's nothing better than get a home win to change that. But at the same time, I know Texas, as well as every other team in the Big 12, doesn't like losing either. That's why we're all good.
Scott, with the defensive adjustments, sometimes there can be trade-offs with the other end of the floor as far as maybe lineups or whatnot. How tough do those decisions get, knowing that there might be a trade-off?
Yeah, I mean, coaches control playing time, and when you're winning 10 out of 11, you keep doing what you're doing. If you lose, you tend to change things up or try to change offense, defense, whatever you need to be successful. So, I mean, we're gonna keep adjusting and try to put ourselves in the best position to be ready to finish the season, because the goal of everyone in the beginning of the year is to win a national championship or get to a Final Four. So those trophies aren't handed out in February.
First game, Jabari Rice had a good game. Timmy Allen. What do you see just in general from those guys?
A lot of experience, talented players that have been in college 4, 5, 6 years, and guys that have played in big games before. They're not rattled by big moments. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think probably the biggest trend in college basketball, whoever has the oldest, most experienced team has probably had the best years. And I think we've all kind of learned that with COVID now.
How about Rodney Terry's he's really held those guys together.
Yeah, Rodney and his staff have done a great job. And, I mean, Coach Beard did a great job putting the staff together, team together, and those guys are to be commended for what they've done this year, keeping them together and keep them improving. And, again, it's a lot of players that went there last year with the intention to be in the NBA, and they all came back. So that means their program's done a lot of great things, and those guys have all improved as players.
You guys have a deep bench. Do you feel like they have one of the deeper benches too?
No question. Yeah, sorry, I'm choking. I ain't got water up here either. Yeah, they got one of the great things about a deep bench is a lot of people have talent on their bench. They have talent and experience on their bench. So, I mean, very similar to us, when you bring in someone like Tchamwa Tchatchoua, you're bringing in a guy that's played in the biggest of big moments. So not only are they talented, but they also have the experience when they get in the game that there's no moment too big for them. Texas has a lot of that.
It's a full-service SID right there.
Yeah.